Are you feeling lost and overwhelmed with life? Everyone around you seems to have things together and know what their thing in life is. The direction that they are moving towards seems to be easy for them, and they have no doubt of any questions about where they're headed. I can totally relate to this feeling. Hi, everyone. I am Dara, and I am your host of this podcast. I am so glad that you have tuned in today. This is now my 19th episode, which I am patting myself on the back for. I honestly was terrified about starting this and not knowing for sure what I was doing, but I started, and here we are almost 20 episodes later. This is a journey so far. This as a journey so far has been up and down, but exciting to say the least. This has been where God was leading me to go, and He's led me with each episode. I have been not sure at times, but stepping out anyway to do it. One of the things I've honestly been struggling with is in doing this episode, my podcast, is to find my niche and the things, the stories, and etc. that listeners would even want to connect with me with. That's been my struggle. I've been watching others in my mentoring group and my mentors. I have worked and listened to make it my thing. And all of them seem to do this so easy and seamlessly. And I have just struggled with it. They seem to have this focus on the one thing that connects everybody around them. And I have honestly been so frustrated trying to figure out my thing, the niche I can connect with anybody. Oh my gosh, it has been a struggle. Let me tell you. The thing that I do best that I can do is I can help people with. I wasn't really sure of. I sat in and listened on a conversation with a lady in my mentoring group that talked about her story and helping people find their story and what that one thing is. And I left that group that day for 3 days struggling with, oh my gosh, I don't have a story. Like, how can I have one thing that will help people or one thing that I can hone in on? Let me tell you, I have spent time praying, meditating, and doing all the things that I have been mentored to do. I have written the list of all the things I'm good at. And trust me, believe it or not, it's a long list. I'm not bragging on myself. I just have a lot of passions that I'm good at. And I've tried to narrow it down to 1 or 2 things. I've listened to others and I've watched others do this and I get so excited and I've had others help me to narrow it down and I think that I've got it and then I don't. And then poor ChatGPT. ChatGPT has become my latest best friend. I'm sure at this point, if ChatGPT could talk to me, he'd actually talk back to me and say, girl, you are wearing me out with all this up and down and trying to find your niche. I know it would be. I think I seem to have it and I'm moving in the right direction and I get all excited about it and I'm telling people about my thing. And then all of a sudden I'm back to the drawing board again, trying to hone in on that thing again. Let me tell you, it has been wearing me out, and it's been a real struggle for me. I have a feeling there's people out there that are listening to this today that are the same way. Let me tell you, I have spent the last so many months since that group session I sat in on. I have journaled till my heart's content. I have made headway in many directions, and then I freeze because I feel like just not fitting into that niche that I've decided is my niche. And then I get stuck again. I want to know, is this a real thing for somebody out there that's listening to me? I know it is. Are you the person that fell through the cracks going to high school or in college, or you struggled all the way through school and you never had that one thing that you loved like everybody else? You really like to do this and you like to do that and you were really good at this and you were really good at that. Or did you struggle with learning the way the teachers taught you? And with the whole having to sit in a classroom all day long and learn to the test, I bet there is a lot of you out there listening to me that have had that their whole life and can remember back even when you were trying to go to college or you were in high school or even junior high that you couldn't sit still in a classroom and it was boring and you actually left that situation in the classroom and you gained nothing from that experience but frustration, stress, and anxiety. That goes on so much today. Trust me, I know this struggle, and I have worked with countless young people and adults who know this very well. I've spent the last 4 years working with adults and kids that struggle with this every day. Well, if that's you, I have good news for you and for me. Well, God gave me some great insight to all of this. I have been praying and I finally had like this aha moment. You know what God told me? He told me, I did not design you to fit in a box. I have been trying to put myself in a niche for God and for what I thought He called me to do. And He said, I did not design you to be in a box. And you know what He showed me today? You know what He showed me as I was walking through and thinking about this podcast? He showed me that and reminded me that we are designed like God. We are designed in His image. And you know what? God is a creative. He is a creative and He does many things. He has many passions. And God does not fit in a box. So why should we? There are some of us that were designed that way and some of us that weren't. I want to tell you, there is nothing wrong with you. I had great empathy this week, and God used a precious friend of mine to show me this. And let me tell you something. This freed me so much. God intended for us to be able to have many things and be able to do many things and have many passions. Yeah, some of you are meant to be specialists. Some of you are meant to have that niche. Some of you were designed to focus on one area and one thing, and that is super good and amazing. Like being a doctor who specializes in that one thing we need, like that one thing in neuroscience or that one thing that somebody needs because they have something that they really need specialized in. And that is amazing because we have a great need for that. When we want to learn something specific and we want to hone in on learning something well, then we look for those experts, the people that have that niche. And that is amazing. And then there are those like us or like me, the ones that God gave the ability to be good at many things and to have many passions that light a fire in our soul. That is so me. That is me to a T. I have honestly beaten myself up over the years for not being able to stick with one thing. I even had one of my children tell me one time, Mom, you need to not try to do so many things at once. You need to just focus on the one thing so you can succeed. Let me tell you, that stayed with me in the back of my mind for a long time. I thought, oh my gosh, maybe my child is really realizing something I don't realize about myself. It stuck with me for a long time, and I tried to do this one thing or have this one job or have this, but my brain was always over here in another direction. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this because I love to do those things. I love to garden and I'm an artist and I paint and I sculpt and I do jewelry. But fitting in that box is not me. I realized that. I finally had the realization that what I have actually been teaching students I've been teaching students for years that they didn't fit into a box, that it was okay that their brain processed the way it was. It was okay to have not fit into that classroom setting and learn the way the teacher's learning or take a test the way the teacher's learning. I've been telling them that they don't fit in a box for so long. And I've been telling them that they don't have to learn any other way than the way their brain learns. What I didn't realize is how much I've settled for that myself. I've stifled myself and what God called me to do in life because of trying to find the one thing I have to stick to. What I realized is that I've learned how to manage all my passions to do many things. And some of those things cross over into others. They actually complete one another in many ways. God has given me passions and tools and resources for lots of things, and they actually cross over and blend with each other. I may be what others may call a jack of all trades, and I am very good at many things. I am. I have lots of friends that call me for different things, but those things God has given me a passion for, and I'm so blessed and I am so grateful. He's given me a hunger to learn and to grow from them, like psychology and counseling and coaching and life coaching and painting and sculpting and gardening, and how do I feed 1,000 people with my garden comes to my mind, and lots of things. God has brought me through so many things that others may never have walked in. But through all the things, all my passions and all the things that I've walked through, this has made me the person that God has designed me to be. He designed me for this purpose. I can't do all the things He's called me to do if I stick to the one thing. There are so many aspects that work together for good. That's what He showed me, is all my passions and my multi-passions and all the things that I do. He uses them all to work together for good, to come together, to do things that He's asked me to do. I don't know about you, but does this excite anyone? It excites me so much. It set me free, free indeed. The Bible says that we are free, and let me tell you, I feel free. Does this make any of you realize that you have so much more out there to offer than you can ever imagine? Well, it truly has me. You can do many things at one time and be successful at all of it. Trust me, it does work. It may not work for that one person that's specialist or for others, but for those of us out there that do have those multi-passions and desires in our life, it works. I am telling you today, you are hereby freed from your box. I hope you all know that. I hope you are as excited about this as I am. As I move forward with my podcast, I am going to begin to share more stories of how I have actually walked in my multi-passionate life. That's what I need to do. The journey it has taken me on with the stories, those things that God has put in my path to help me, as well as the stories from others who have lived the same life, that has walked that life. I'm telling you, I can't wait to help those out there grab a hold of your passions to have the best life God intended to be. I'm so excited about that. Before we end today, I want to remind you I am now on YouTube, and I will be posting videos soon in many areas of multi-passionates and helping you to navigate those in your journey as a multi-passionate. I am so excited for this new adventure. I will teach things on executive functioning, and I will teach things through art about problem solving, and I will teach God-inspired, faith-inspired, driven ideas. I hope this has blessed you in so many ways today. I hope this episode has just sparked that aha in you like it did for me. So remember, you are created the way you are meant to be for a reason. And I am asking you to use that, think about it, lean into it, and go out and create your ripple in life that you were meant to create. Until next time, have a blessed day.